Chapter 5. Fisherman's Secrets. Morning light spilled over the Seokhwa harbor like melted gold, dancing across the water's surface and casting fleeting sparkles onto the hulls of bobbing boats. The fishermen had already begun their day, shouting greetings across the docks as they loaded nets and prepared for another long haul at sea. It was the kind of morning Ji-eun used to watch from her bedroom window as a child, wondering what secrets the waves held beyond the horizon. Now, she walked slowly down the harbor steps, past the fishmongers and crates of mackerel, past the seagulls squabbling over shrimp tails. Her boots echoed against the planks of the pier as she scanned the boats lined up along the marina. There, toward the far end, was the boat she remembered. The Ha-Jin Star. A modest vessel painted in faded blue and white, the name etched in bold Hangul along the bow. It belonged to Choi Eun-woo, once a quiet boy 2 years her senior, now a fisherman whose presence loomed quietly but surely in town lore. Everyone knew him, everyone trusted him, but Ji-eun remembered something else. A boy with eyes like storm clouds, who always stood slightly apart from the others. She found him sitting near the end of the pier, repairing a net with long, practiced hands. His hair had grown longer, brushing the collar of his jacket, and his skin bore the deep bronze of someone who lived under the sun. He didn't look up as she approached. "Still tying knots to avoid real conversations?" she said, her voice laced with a wry smile. He paused for only a second before answering. "Still asking questions no one wants to answer?" Ji-eun sat beside him on the bench, her gaze flickering to the net in his hands. "I had to start somewhere." Eun-woo finished tying the line before setting the net aside. He turned to look at her, and for a moment, the sounds of the harbor faded into the background. "You look different," he said quietly. "So do you. I heard you came back, that you're writing something." Ji-eun nodded. "Not the kind of article they want published, I think." "You're digging again," he said, not unkindly, "just like before." "I have to. I found something. A letter. My mother wrote it before she died. She was in love with someone from the Moon family. She knew things, dangerous things. I think it's why she was killed." Eun-woo's jaw tensed. He looked away. "I know you were there that night, Eun-woo." He didn't move. "I'm not accusing you," she added softly, "but I need the truth." He ran a hand through his hair, exhaling slowly. "I was with her that night. She called me. She sounded scared." Ji-eun's chest tightened. "Why didn't you ever say anything?" "Because no one would have believed me," he said. "And because I didn't want them to come after me too." "Who?" "The Moons," he said, voice low. "Your mother was supposed to meet someone at the lighthouse. She asked me to walk her part way, said she couldn't go alone." "Who was she meeting?" He hesitated. "Moon Kyung-min, Taesung's younger brother." "The name again?" "Her mother's lover, the man who vanished." "They argued," Eun-woo continued. "I waited nearby. I couldn't hear everything, but it got heated. She left in tears. I tried to follow her, but she told me to go. She said she had to fix something before it was too late." Ji-eun leaned forward. "And then?" "I waited at the base of the trail for hours, but she never came back." Silence stretched between them. "I thought maybe she'd gone home another way. I didn't find out she was dead until the next morning." Ji-eun looked at him, searching for any hint of deception. There was none, only sorrow, and something else, guilt. "You should have told someone." "I know. But you're telling me now." Eun-woo nodded. "I'm sorry." She felt the edges of anger soften. Not disappear, but shift. "Thank you for staying with her, for not letting her go alone." They sat in silence for a long moment, watching the waves lap gently against the pier.
You really think someone pushed her?
I know it.
I believe you, he said.
She turned to look at him again. His expression was calm, but his eyes were dark with things left unsaid. Why did you help her that night? Yoonwoo's lips quirked. She helped me once. When I was a kid, I got caught stealing fish from the Moon estate. She found me, cleaned me up, and told them I was her son's friend. She didn't owe me anything, but she gave me kindness when no one else would. Ji-eun swallowed the sudden lump in her throat. She told me once, Yoonwoo said, that you'd change this town someday, that you were stronger than she ever was. Ji-eun blinked hard. She said that? He nodded. Don't prove her wrong. They stood together, a strange kind of comfort blooming between them, the kind born of shared loss. As Ji-eun left the harbor, the wind picked up, carrying with it the scent of seaweed and rain. She passed a bulletin board plastered with notices, and one in particular caught her eye. A Moon conglomerate press release announcing the relaunch of the resort development project, promises of jobs, infrastructure, growth, all sponsored by Moon Hae-jin. Beneath it, a much smaller flyer had been pinned, a missing person notice, dated 10 years ago. Moon-kyung-min. Ji-eun stared at the black and white photograph of the man who had once promised her mother the truth, the man who had disappeared just before everything fell apart. She pulled out her notebook and jotted down a name, Moon Kyung-min, and beneath it, another, Moon Hae-jin. Because if the brother was gone, maybe the sister still held answers. As she walked back into the heart of town, one thing became clear. The deeper she went, the more dangerous the truth became. But it also became harder to let go. Because her mother had died for this. And Ji-eun was done letting the tide decide what stayed buried.